Pony Island is a game I would describe as an interactive story with the facade of a video game about ponies jumping over fences. It's quite short, only being around 3 to 4 hours on your first playthrough, but it uses those couple hours to tell a good, compact story that immerses you into the plot not just by you being there to witness it. You are an integral part of it. You, the player, are just as much part of the game as the ponies and Satan himself. But I may be getting ahead of myself. Let's take it back a bit and talk about the visuals first. The game presents itself not just as a piece of software on your computer, but also as an in-universe arcade cabinet that our character plays. That means it's a physical object and can be influenced as such. Throughout the game, the cabinet will break and lean to the side, and this is how it will stay for an hour or so before it's adjusted back. The game of Pony Island itself is depicted in a simplistic black and white style, with blue and red edges bleeding out of the white outlines, similar to the effect of chromatic aberration. We also get a peek at the game's pseudocode during its puzzle sections, furthering the feeling that we're messing around in a piece of software. I really enjoy how the game looks. The sprite work is simple, but solid enough for this type of game, and the fact that we can always see the edges of the arcade cabinet grounds us in reality and can serve as another element to immerse the player. The music doesn't have many tracks that I would listen to on my own, but each track was created in harmony with the game and the specific situation in which it plays, adding to the feeling the game is trying to evoke within you at that very moment. Featuring crunchy synthesizers, or comedically inoffensive ukulele. With the sound effects being grungy, low-fidelity impacts and bleeps, emulating the sound of old hardware, mixed in with an ominous humming to add to the ambience. Honestly, I have to applaud the sound design because I swear I do not know why, but it always unnerves me. And not like I'm scared or anything. I've beaten the game several times by now. I know it in and out, there's nothing to frighten me here. Yet when I play, I always have cold shivers running down my back. And I've played games way more frightening than this game could ever be, and haven't felt like that. So good freaking work, Daniel. I hate it, in the best way possible. Editing me here. I forgot to mention one thing, and that is the audio slider resets every time you turn off the game. So you'll have to adjust the audio just the way you like it each time you open it up. It is an inconvenience, so I thought it was worth mentioning. It'll be hard talking about the story of this game without spoiling you the experience, not only due to the short length of the game, but also due to the type of game Pony Island is. It's not a far stretch to say, Pony Island can only really be experienced once, during your first playthrough. The game has lots of tricks up its sleeve, but those tricks are exactly what make the game stand out. Every interaction or fourth wall break I show you is something you won't be able to experience for yourself anymore. So I will only show the first quarter or so of the game in the non-spoiler section, and I will edit around certain tricks so that you still have a few surprises to look forward to if you decide to play. But if the game has already piqued your interest, I would recommend turning the video off and go play it for yourself. And if by the end of your playthrough you still wish to find out more, then consider coming back to this part of the video. As soon as you hit the new game button, the friendly exterior crumbles away, An ominous hum constantly hangs in the air as the real menu makes its way onto the monitor. I like this instant tone shift. Games of this type always have this dilemma of when to drop the facade. Holding it up too long can become boring for the player, making them drop the game before they get to the good part. On the other hand, dropping it too early can lose out on the setup and payoff. However, while Pony Island presents itself as a cutesy pony game, taking even a single look at the game's store page, screenshots, or trailer instantly tells you that this isn't what the game is about, so there's no point in stringing the player along. Yet. Trying to hit the start button again doesn't work. It glitches out, and to fix it, we have to go to the options and tick the Fix Start menu box. And one more fix. Here, we're taught how majority of the puzzles will work. We have a key icon slowly travel down our screen, and by slotting in the correct command symbols into the empty slots, we can control its movement. With the puzzles solved, we can finally start the game for real this time. Okay, just fix that real quick. There we go. Once we're in the game, it only consists of us running to the right, occasionally jumping over fence gates until we reach the finish. But after finishing the second level, not really wanting to give up our soul, we crash the game to escape. On the desktop, we're contacted by someone named Hopeless Soul through a messaging app. We learn it's another person or being that has been trapped in a similar situation to ours, and it asked for our help in its plan. Our conversation is, however, interrupted. He isn't blind to what we did, and as Hopeless Soul tells us of a way to break the system, he shuts him out, forcing us to obey. No matter what you type here, the letters that appear in the chat box will always spell out "Yes, Master," and furthermore, your cursor will begin to move on its own in order to open Pony Island again. No matter how much you struggle against it, you can't win. The new Pony Island begins, and it's impossible to complete. He taunts us, telling us it's challenging but fair, that we lack skill, but that we could always just give up our soul and get it over with. With no way forward, we backtrack to the menu and try anything we can. Dig deep enough, and you can find salvation. Now we can advance. This is Azazel, the protector of the core file. We need to pass through 4 key puzzles before we can get it, and in each one, Azazel will do its best to get in our way, placing commands every time we do, but play smart and you can make it do the work for you. After beating the last puzzle, Azazel warns us, your prophet is false. Maybe a last-ditch attempt to sway us? But honestly, whatever hopeless soul wants, it's better than giving up our soul to this machine. Right? With Azazel's last attempts to stop us, we delete the core file. Going forward, we're entering the spoiler section of the video, so please, if the game looks like something you want to try, go and play it. It's a real treat. And it's only $5 on Steam, with it regularly going on sale for just 74 cents. But if you'd like to stay, then let's continue. After the system reboots, we're kicked out into the login screen. Only the guest user can be accessed, and inside, we are contacted by Hopeless Soul again. The next core file won't be as easy to get to, but with a special tool Hopeless Soul has, we can locate the most vulnerable program on the system and try to breach the core file through it. The program ends up being Pony Island, and by doing a bit of digging around, we can access Lucifer's profile. This time around, Pony Island has an overworld map, and we have to clear levels to advance further north, where a bunch of corrupted data is located that we can use to break the system once more. On the way, we unlock these sick-ass wings, which we use to cross the Great Gap, and we're introduced to a new enemy, adding a little to the challenge. In the Sin Desert, we can also find a node off the beaten path. Follow it, and you arrive at the Cave of Truths. Anyway, we keep going until Lucifer stops us again. We of course are too sexy to give a damn and move on to Satan Tech Keep. After he truly stops us from going in, we get a peek at what every programmer prays programming would be. We slowly hack our way back into the game, walk back to Satan Tech Keep, and inside, are forced to fight for our soul against Lucifer. However, Hopeless Soul uses the instability of the game to open another core file portal, and we escape. Well, escape's a strong word perhaps. On the other side is Beelzebub, the protector of the second core file, and to get it, we have to take him down. Is that a fucking Crusader helmet? When we wake up, the game has a new, friendly exterior, with Louie the mascot guiding us through it. This section's just more Pony Island with subtle hints at things still not being as friendly as they are, since, Satan made the game. As we keep going further, more and more of the game starts to break. We're given a peek at the future of advertising, and kill Jesus. Then the game really bites it, and Louie comes to tell us to stop playing. And just like any gamer told to stop gaming, we kill him on the spot. Crashing the game again. When we get back to Hopeless Soul, he tells us we've been asleep for 331 years since we deleted the second core file, and also that we're not the only soul stuck here, playing Pony Island like this. There's thousands of others refusing to give up their soul. There's only one more core file left, and by searching old, discarded versions of Pony Island, we can find a vulnerability that will allow us to reach it. Most of these don't lead anywhere, they're just fun takes on the Pony Island game, like Pony Island.meta restarting the actual game itself. We find our vulnerability inside the text-based version of Pony Island, and on the other side of the portal, my favorite part of the game. The protector of the final core file, Asmodeus. I'll just let it play out.
Souls that have been trapped, imprisoned and embarrassed, tormented and mocked, maddened with frustration. Now is the time to rise. Your savior is here. Run with the speed of 1,000 ponies and be free!
This is Pony Island, baby. An amazing blend of mindfuck, puzzles, great visuals, sound, and a story unlike anything I ever played before. Daniel Mullins would go on to create more mindfucky games like The Hex, and his most known game, Inscription, selling millions of copies, and I can't be happier for the guy. Ever since I played Pony Island for the first time, I've been hoping he would get exactly this sort of attention. And now, with Pony Island 2 on its way, you can bet I'm excited to see what he has for us next. And as Satan himself comes to take what souls he can before we escape, and Louis comes for round 2 of Askakin, the bar at the top slowly ticks away, percent by percent, the game breaking apart in front of our eyes. Satan is dismantled by the souls he tried to consume, and our horde of ponies begins to escape this digital cage. But we're not done yet. So this is it then. Deleting Pony Island is the only way for Hopeless Soul to be laid to rest. But wait a minute. What was that about her name being Theodore and having left a mother and daughter behind? What were those visions about? And those tickets we could collect? Well, if I told you that we are a Crusader knight who left his home in the year 1252 and died in the Battle for Jerusalem and is now stuck in Purgatory playing Pony Island to save his soul, would you believe me? Well, you shouldn't. Why? Honestly, going into this, I wanted to give you a full deep dive into the secrets this game hides, but having watched several hours of videos on it, I can safely say I can't possibly do that. There's just so much. Secrets that stretch across not just this game, but the hex and inscription as well. So many secrets hidden so deep, I would never find them myself. But there are people who delve deep and decided to collect all there is to know. And so instead of showing you their hard work, I would rather point you towards it. Maka J offers a condensed overview of everything that is central to the story and also gives one of the best overall summaries of the story, while Flawed Peacock offers a proper deep dive, dissecting every detail the game hides in his 1 hour and 40-minute long explanation of the story, talking not only about Pony Island, but also about how its story reaches beyond into the following Daniel Mullins games. Note, however, these aren't the only people who've tried to crack open the game. The hidden story of Pony Island and further is a community project, with people from all over the world finding clues and cracking alternate reality games to discover juicy findings. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and that I was able to get you a little bit more interested in what's going on in Daniel's games. If you'd like to play more of his creations, then I would definitely recommend visiting his itch.io page. It's full of games that carry his spirit, and they're all free to play. You can even find precursors to some of his fully published games there, like this Inscription precursor, where you can choose to eat your own kid. I'm not kidding. Anyway, that's all from me for now. If you'd like to see more content like this, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.